everybody. Daniel Klingensmith from DPP Manufacturing, and I'm not in lovely Emporia, Kansas today. Today we are working in Lincoln, Nebraska, and we are dealing with some rather chilly temperatures. This morning when we left to go to the job site, it was 0 degrees. So I decided we'd have a little toolbox meeting today about proper attire for cold weather working. We, being a field company that does field work and field machinings, we have to deal with inclement weather. It's not like when we're in the shop where it's 65 degrees year round. So I wanted to walk everybody through just a quick version of what it is that I wear on a daily basis that keeps me reasonably warm and comfortable, even down into like the -10, -15 degree temperature range. So let's dive right into it. First thing on the list is my Under Armour 4.0 base layer pants. These are just absolutely amazing. They keep you so warm. They are kind of pricey. There are some other brands that are pretty good, but frankly, I haven't found any that are better than these Under Armour 4.0s. They do put a dent in the checkbook, though, for sure. So here is the base layer top. This is the same basic thing. It goes on the top half of you, and it goes on before anything else. It's kind of like an internal layer just to give you the first layer of insulation. Next to that, on my top, I wear a long sleeve cotton work shirt. It's just a standard weight cotton shirt, just a good quality one. Then the next layer on the bottom side is going to be my jeans. Carhartts are my favorite for the most part. I really wish they still made their jeans in America and had the lining in them. That's a very, very important thing because this extra layer of lining makes a huge difference when it comes to how warm you actually stay with the jeans, because these will make a air layer. Okay, in that air layer, you'll put your jeans on the outside, and that layer is going to keep an airspace to keep you warm. And that really is what this is all about, is creating airspace. All right, next on the agenda is my Carhartt dry fit, waterproof, really nice sweatshirt. You can use a regular sweatshirt, and I do quite a bit. But when it gets really cold, this extra layer, it does a good job of keeping the wind from penetrating through your clothing. And that's equally as important as to having that airspace, is to have clothing on that'll just put the stop that wind so it can't pass through. It's a very, very important thing. On top of my sweatshirt, because I want my sweatshirt to be able to kick my head, or my top, kick my hoodie up above my head. Next, I'll wear a button-up or snap-up work shirt. In this case, this is another one of the flannel-lined work shirts. Nothing too expensive or anything like that. I don't even know what brand. Yeah, those probably came from like Cabela's or someplace like that. Nothing too pricey. And then, so that gives me my top layers, where I have my base layer underneath, my cotton spacing layer, then my shirt here, then this shirt here, and then I'm going to get into my coveralls, okay? I prefer the type that are bib style, where they're open at the top. You just clip over the top of you. They have different weights of them, so be careful. You don't want the really lightweight ones, because most of the time if you're wearing coveralls, you need coveralls. I don't really like wearing them the rest of the time because they're pretty heavy and pretty bulky. But I like the range of motion with the bib style, so I can take off my coat and then have my upper torso as light as I need to regulate temperature, because it is super important that you don't let yourself get too overly hot and start sweating when it's cold. All right, next on the agenda is going to be my next Carhartt. It's going to be one of their Carhartt heavy coats. This is one of the nice lined ones. It's a really nice heavy-duty coat. It stops the wind really well. It's long enough that it covers me up no matter where I'm working. So on any given day in the cold weather, you can see these are the layers I have on. And I leave for work and I have all of them strapped up and strapped on, because I can always take layers off. And then on the bottom side of me, I really, really like really nice high quality merino wool socks, okay? You want them to be at least 70% merino wool, nice and thick. They make a lot of them. You can see how thick this sock is, I mean, that's a folded over, and look at my thumb. I mean, they're really nice thick socks. They're really expensive, but if you're going to be working out in this stuff, you've got to not be afraid to invest a little bit of money to get some nice high quality gear. So then last but not least will be my boots. And these are one of the greatest inventions ever. My super awesome wife got me these. These are portable boot dryers. You just toss them right in your boots. It fits right in your bag, plugs in, and it'll dry out a wet pair of boots overnight. It works really, really well. So what I'm wearing right now are some Red Wing, insulated work boots. Half of the battle, and what I see way too many people do, is their work boots are too small to accommodate big socks. And then what happens is it compresses the sock. Bad deal. You need space. All right, so important things to remember about cold weather. You want enough space in your boot so that it doesn't compress your socks. A lot of people will try to wear 2 pairs of socks or 3 pairs of socks, and they think it's going to keep their feet warm. Actually, what that really does is it pushes down on your foot, constricting the flow of blood to your skin, which is the first thing that's going to get cold, and it makes it so that the sock is now compressed and it doesn't have room to create airspace, because you need airspace between your skin and the outside world. More layers you can put in there, the better off you are, right? Now there's a point where you get so many and then you become the Ralphie, and we've all seen Ralphie, or Ralphie's little brother, where he can't get himself picked up from the snow in the old Christmas show, right? Don't be that guy either. You still got to be able to work. But if you layer up with those layers, you can always peel them off, and that is the good thing. Today it was 0 degrees this morning. I don't know what it was, when we shut down at the end of the day. I didn't wear my heavy coat all day long because I was plenty warm. If you're active, you're moving, you're doing stuff, you're going to be generating heat. As soon as you feel yourself starting to sweat, even this tiniest little bit, unzip that coat, get it opened up, get your not down to bearskin by any means, but open up a couple layers and let some of that heat out, because your body is going to be generating heat. You've got to regulate that by how much layers of clothes that you have on. And it's a really important thing. And it is expensive to go buy good winter gear. But once you buy it, it lasts and lasts if you take good care of it. And we work in ours a lot. And we'll get 2 or 3 seasons out of a set of coveralls, boots. I buy a set of boots for the summer and I buy a set of the boots for the winter. That's why we give our guys money, so basically they can afford 2 pairs of boots and we pay for them every year. So, if you guys have any suggestions of things that makes it nice and warm. Oh, gloves. That's another important one. How did I forget gloves? Okay. 2 things. Number 1, the brown jersey gloves. I love those stuffed inside a pair of split leather gloves for really cold weather. The split leather stops the wind. The brown jersey creates that airspace. They get pretty bulky though. That is the one big complaint about it. These Tool Hands Frost gloves. They're like mechanics gloves, except they're insulated on the inside. They've got kind of a little moisture barrier inside of them. These gloves are the only gloves I wore all day today. And if the rest of your body is warm, you're generating heat. It helps keep your hands warm. It helps keep your feet warm. Now, that being said, we all always need that refresher course about hypothermia. Very important. We don't want anybody, losing any of our digits. We work hard as machinists to not lose our digits. So, if it's feel the cold, that's good. If it stings, that's good. If it gets tingly, that's good. All of that, normal response. If it gets painful, that's still a good thing. It may not be the most pleasant, but it's still an okay thing. When is it a bad thing? If you start getting the uncontrollable shakes. Not just that chill that runs down you because some snow blows down your back. You just shake it off and go on. But you cannot stop shaking, whether it be just a hand, whether it's part of your body, your whole body, whatever. That is early signs of hypothermia. Get your butt someplace warm and get warmed up. You get the little shiver. Well, guess what? Keep working. You'll be all right. You start shaking, though. Get your butt where it's warm. If you start feeling warm, you are cold, and you didn't go someplace and get warmed up, and all of a sudden you're like, I'm not cold no more. that is a really big sign that you're getting hypothermic. Absolutely, get yourself wherever you need to. You know, it's like I tell my guys, I don't know if you need to go get warmed up. We worked all day today, and I really didn't need to take a break at all to go get warmed up, but I was dressed properly and I was really active. If you're doing a job where you're stationary and you can't burn a whole lot of energy, you know, even the simple things of moving your feet, you know, keeping your body moving, you know, do something to keep your body going. You know, it makes it a whole lot easier, and that's true for anybody, especially this time of year. Gets really cold, and it's something I see a lot of my guys, especially new hires in all different professions, they struggle with keeping warm in the winter, and they get really worried about it. And once you've been there a little bit, it's not a big thing, but it's really good for those new guys, you know, to have a good baseline of the stuff they need. Go buy it, spend the money on it, and you'll be good to go all winter. And like I said, any suggestions, comments, please, you know, give me ideas of stuff that we can try out that'll work good. I certainly do appreciate y'all listening. Thank you very much.